Hello children, welcome to the class once again. We are in chapter 3, Ancient Towns and Scriptures. It is the third lesson in the history. Let's continue the lesson. We often hear two words, culture and civilization. Do you know its meaning? Culture is a matter related to human life, while civilization is developed by human being, which he creates with his own caliber, skill, and creative skills. Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, China, Rome exhibit such great civilization of human society. Centuries old civilizations still inspire human life. Out of these civilizations, we shall study about Harappan civilization. Okay, civilization, that is the civilization is developed by human being with his own caliber, skill, and using creative skills. Also, when they meet each other, together they learn and certain common behaviors they used to have. Those things are called civilization. You can see in the map, this is the places of Harappan civilization. You can just go through it. The dots are given here. These places are Harappan civilization. We know Harappan civilization also as Indus Valley civilization. Remains of this civilization were first discovered from Harappa in 1921. Many of the places, the civilization in the northwestern part of India include Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Lothal, Dholavira, Kalibangan, Rakhigarhi, etc. See the location of places of Harappan civilization in the map. Okay, you can see here Harappa, then Kalibangan, Mohenjo-daro, Dholavira. Like that, you can just go through the map, which are the places of Harappan civilization. Town planning. Organized town planning was the most important feature of Harappan civilization. All the towns were planned in a similar way. In all places, fort was on westward side and a colony of common people on the east side. Highway separated both of them. The fort on the west was surrounded by a fortress. Most probably, rulers would have lived in the fort. Bricks were often used in the town structures. Let's study about various features of Harappan civilization. So, the towns in Harappa was well planned, and it is said the west side was the fort, and the colonies where people stayed was on the east side, and in between there was a highway which separated both fort and colonies. And on the west side, the fort was surrounded by fortress, and it is said most probably the rulers might have lived in the fort, and mostly they used bricks to build this fort and colonies. Main feature of Harappan civilization was their organized house arrangement. Houses were constructed on high platforms to protect them from flood and dampness. One of the feature of houses of Harappa was that the main gate opened in the lands rather than towards the main road. Hence, single and double storied houses were seen. Roads were very comfortable. There were two highways in the city, one of which connected north with the south and other connected east with west. So the civilization, Harappan civilization was very unique feature was that organized house arrangement. And how did they arrange, rather construct their house on a high platform? What for? To protect from the flood and dampness. So they raised the platform and built their house on the top of the platform. And the other thing, there are the main gate open in the lands rather than towards the main road, and single double storied houses were seen, and roads were very comfortable. So these are the few specific things about the towns in the Harappa. The image given here is the public bath of Mohenjo-daro. Just go through it. Here streets were parallel to the main road. Roads intersected each other at a right angle. Roads and streets were organized in such a manner that the whole town could be divided into squares and rectangular sections. Evidence of night light system has also been obtained on public roads. There was highly developed and systematic system for disposal of water in Harappan civilization. The water from each house flowed into small sewer, and from small sewer to the large sewer. Water from large sewer flowed out of the town. A public bath has been found in Mohenjo-daro. In the center of this public bath is a pond for bathing. You can see here the public bath of Mohenjo-daro. It's a big pond. It's a bathing place. And here the main streets were parallel to the main road, and all have made it roads intersected each other at the right angle. All the roads are arranged in a systematic manner, and they could be divided into squares and rectangular sections. There was a nightlight system also found on the public roads. Also, there was a big system of disposal of water was there in Harappan civilization. That each water from each house flowed into small sewer, that is small channel, and from there it went to large, and it flowed out of the city. And as I said, it is the public bath found in Mohenjo-daro. There are steps arranged on both sides to get into the pond. There are changing rooms around the pond. This public bath would have been used on festivals and religious occasions. In addition to this, pillared houses used as assembly halls have also been found in Mohenjo-daro. Harappa is an archaeological site located in Montgomery district of Punjab. Harappa must have been in the main towns of Indus Valley civilization. The main feature of Harappa is its granary. About 12 grain stores have been found on the bank of river Ravi. Granary means is the godown where grains were stored. So the main thing was one public bath, and the one is granary, the place where they stored grain. And it is said there are about 12 grain stores have been found on the bank of river Ravi. Lothal is situated on the bank of Bhogavur river in Dholka Taluka in Ahmedabad district. Lothal was a commercial port and an industrial town in ancient times. A structure made of bricks has been found in Lothal. It is considered that it must have been a dockyard. It can be assumed that the vessels arriving here were used for loading and unloading of goods. In addition, warehouses and a bead factory have been found here. So, it can be said that Lothal was a prosperous port of ancient India, and international trade of Harappan civilization must have been done through the port of Lothal. So, Lothal was a very important port in those days, which is there in Bhogavo River in Dholka Taluka, Ahmedabad district. And here it was used as a dockyard. That means where the ships come there and to unload the goods. Also, there were warehouses. Warehouses means where they store the goods. And it is said Lothal was a prosperous port in those ancient India, and international trade of Harappan civilization must have done through this port of Lothal. This is the picture of dockyard of Lothal port where this international trade might have taken place. Dholavira is an archaeological site located in the Kadribat area of Bachau Taluka in Kutch district. Generally, the Harappan towns are divided into two parts. Bilateral means two parts, while the town of Dholavira is divided into three parts. That is trilateral. 1. Citadel Fort. 2. Upper town. 3. Lower town. The main speciality of Dholavira town is rainwater harvesting system and stadium. So here in Dholavira, it is divided into three parts: Citadel Fort, Upper Town, Lower Port. Here in Dholavira, rainwater harvesting was the main highlight. Kalibangan town of Rajasthan was the headquarter of agricultural revolution in Harappan civilization. The remains of farms here provide proof of this. The copper residue found here proves that copper tools must have been manufactured here, and these tools might have been used in agriculture. Here it's about Kalibangan town of Rajasthan, where the agricultural revolution took place. And it's also said the copper residue said that people might have used tools made up of copper. Thus, the town planning of Hindu civilization was well organized, well engineered, well planned, and efficient. It is a wonderful reflection of the governing power of ruling elite, the intelligence of the engineers, and the craftsmanship of the craftsmen. So, from this town planning of Hindu civilization, we can see that their buildings were well arranged and people were trained, and that means engineered. Also, they made houses and buildings with efficient. So that is the reflection of governing power of ruling and intelligence of engineers and craftsmanship of the craftsmen. So we can say that the talented people were living. Next, let us see the economic life in Harappan civilization. People of Indus Valley civilization were engaged in various economic activities like agriculture, livestock rearing, trade, silk industry, etc. In agriculture, they produced crops like wheat, barley, beans, sesame, mustard, etc. They used plows to plow the land. They reared animals like cows, buffaloes, goats, and bullocks. They were engaged in internal as well as international trade. Historians believed that cotton cloth produced here used to reach Mesopotamia and Egypt via Mesopotamia. In addition of this, people living here were also involved in professions like pottery, metalwork, bead making, sculpture. Economic life in Harappan civilization. So their main activities were agriculture, livestock rearing, trade, silk industry. In the agriculture, what did they produce? They produced wheat, barley, beans, sesame, mustard, etc. How did they plow the land? They plow the land using plow. So what are the animals they reared? They reared animals like cows, buffaloes, goats and bullocks. Also they engaged in a trade in international and internal also. Historians believe that the cotton produced, the cotton cloth, it reached up to Mesopotamia, Egypt. Also people involved in professions like pottery, metal work, bead making, sculpture. So these are the economic life in Harappan civilization. Next is social life of the Harappan civilization. The main occupations of the people of Indus Valley were agriculture and livestock rearing. People of this time used to have wheat, barley, millet, peas, sesame, date palm, etc. in their diet. Due to pastoralism, that is cattle rearing, their diet consisted of milk and milk products also. A fishing hook has been found in the remnants of this civilization. So their food must have included fish also. So this is the social life of the Harappan civilization. That is, people engage in agriculture work and livestock rearing, that is cow, buffalo, goat, etc. Also they ate wheat, barley, millet, peas, sesame, date, palm, etc. Since they were engaged in cattle rearing work, their diet must be consisted of milk and milk products like milk, buttermilk, curd, etc. Also they found a fishing hook. So from that we can say the food also consisted of fish. We get information regarding attire of the people of that time on the basis of sculptures found from Indus Valley civilization. Men and women here wore two clothes. They wore clothes similar to dhoti on their waist, and their upper part they wrapped a short cloth which came down from the shoulder. They mainly used cotton cloths. They were also familiar with woolen clothes. As the needles made up of metal and ivory have been found, we can assume that they wore stitched clothes, although most of the people wore unstitched clothes. So from the remnants found there, the attire, the clothes of people, you can say that men wore dhoti like cloth and under the waist, and top of it some shirt like. Also with the needles made up of metal and ivory, they used to stitch clothes, and sometimes they use unstitched clothes also to wear. People of this time wore ornaments like necklace, ring in finger, hand bracelets were worn by women as well as men. Women wore jewelry like bangles, earrings, waist belt, anklets, etc. Those ornaments were made up of gold, silver and precious stones. So in those days also people wore different ornaments made up of gold, silver and precious stones. People of Indus Valley civilization made utensils of earthenware, copper, bronze, etc. These included utensils like mug, bowl, earthen mug, metallic pot, saucer, casserole, etc. People of Indus Valley civilization made special type of toys for their children, which included bird-shaped whistles, rattlers, carriages, carts, marbles, toys in the shape of birds, animals and men and women. In a way, creativity and artistry of these people is expressed in these toys. Toys like head-shaking animals and monkey climbing tree were also seen here. So in this Indus Valley civilization, Utensils were made up of earthenware, copper, bronze were also found. And there were utensils like bowl, earthen mug, metallic pot, saucer, casserole, etc. are also found. Also, they made dolls for the children to play. Dolls like cart, marbles, toys, all the birds, animals also they made. Next is about religious life and funerals. We get information regarding religious life of Harappan civilization from the idols and postures. Among the idols excavated, the idol of Matraka Devi has been found. Historians consider it the symbol of Mother Earth. It means people of Harappan civilization must have been worshipping Mother Earth, especially as it gives grains and water. Besides this, they might have been worshipping trees, animals, Nag Devta, swastik, etc. Remains of worshipping fire have been found from Lothal and Kalibangan. So, people might have worshipped gods. It is said Matraka Devi also found. Also, they worshipped trees, animals, Nag Devta, swastik, etc. Because remains of worshipping fire also found in Lothal and Kalibangan. People of Harappan civilization might have been burning dead people. Also, evidences of Agni Sanskar have been found at many places. They buried dead person and also kept some of the things with the dead body. It tells us about their imagination that there is life after death. So, in those days, that is the people of Harappan civilization, they sometimes they burned the dead people as well as they buried the people. So, while they burying the people, they also kept some things with the dead body. So, they imagine that there is also life after death. For that, they might use it. So, they kept certain things as the people used while they were living. Next is script and language. Coins, seals, copper plates have been found from remains of Harappan civilization, over which some text is transcribed, which is written in some unresolved mysterious language. Although these writings are short words with mantras and joined words are found, lot of attempts have been made to decipher this script, but it has not been successfully yet. So, by discovering coins, seals, copper plates, we can come to know the language of the people in those days in Harappan civilization. These writings were very short, but then lot of attempts have been made decipher this script, but as not successful. So, what was the meaning of those mantras, those short words? People are finding out, still not able to find. Places of Harappan civilization in Gujarat. Small and big colonies of Harappan civilization have been found in Gujarat like Rangpur and Lothal in Ahmedabad district, Rosdi in Rajkot district, Jaisalpur in Kutch district, Dholavira, Surkota, Lokbawal in Jamnagar district, Amra, Bhagwat Talav on the bank of Kim river in Bharat district. These are the places of Harappan civilization in Gujarat. Next, end of Harappan civilization. The historians believe that Harappan civilization may have ended because of earthquake, flood, epidemic and external invasion. However, for today's historians, the end of it has been the subject of research. So, some research historians feel that the Harappan civilization might have ended because of earthquake, flood and epidemic, or some say that due to changes, due to research, this Harappan civilization might have ended. Next is our ancient text, Rig Veda and its study. 4 Vedas are there: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Atharva Veda. Rig Veda is the oldest text. It includes 1028 hymns which are called Suktas. So, what is Suktas? The 1028 hymns which we call it as Suktas. So, mainly there are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Atharva Veda. Rig Veda is the repository of ancient knowledge. It is written in Old Sanskrit and Vedic Sanskrit language. So, Rig Veda written in Old Sanskrit or Vedic Sanskrit language. With the help of Rig Veda, we get information about political, social, economic, and religious life of Aryans. So, Rig Veda says about the economic and religious life of Aryans. Historians, archaeologists study Vedas along with the relics to know about history. Some of the hymns of Rig Veda are in dialogue form. So, the hymns of Rig Veda is in dialogue form. There are references of life of common man in Rig Veda. There are references of political institutions like Gana, Sabha, Samiti. Sabha was a small institution as compared to Samiti. So, Sabha is a small institution, rather small institution compared to Samiti. That means Samiti is bigger, Sabha is smaller. Head of the state sat in it and discussed important issues of the state and gave justice. The Samiti was an elaborate body that elected the king. Army chief and priests were appointed to assist the king. One of the work of king was Gaveshna. So, Gaveshna means war. From Rig Veda, we get reference of battles between 10 kings on the banks of river. So, the Samitis elected chiefs and the king. So, their main work was to fight, to make war with other places. It is said there are 10 battles of 10 kings took place on the bank river Ravi. Rig Veda provides us information about social life of the Aryans. One of the unit of society was family. So, unit of society was the family, and family system was patriarchal, and it was also joint family system. Society was not divided into castes and races. So, all were equal in the society. There was no discrimination of high and low status. Women had high status in society. So, in those days, there which was written the Rig Veda that says there was no discrimination like high, low status, high caste, low caste, also different races. So, there was no discriminations in those times. Women had high status in the society. Feminism was there, and women were considered as co-workers, and their presence in yagna was essential. So, it is mentioned in the Rig Veda that women played important role in the society. Also, they were present in yagnas, and it was said they had a high status. They could also study, among them Appala, Lopamudra, Gosha, etc. created Richas and Rig Veda. Girls got married only when they were adults. So, these are the very important information that is written in the Rig Veda, that the girls got married only when they get adult. Mention of worship of nature is found in the Rig Veda. worshipping of Indra, Varun, Agni, Surya, etc. is mentioned in Rig Veda. There is mention of Usha as the goddess of morning and Aditi as the goddess of evening. So it's about the worshipping system. Worship of Indra, worshipping of Indra, Varun, Agni, Surya was also mentioned in the Rig Veda. And they gave a name, that is Usha, to the goddess of morning and Aditi as the goddess of evening. So they gave different name and they worshipped. Cows, horses and bulls have been discussed at many places in Rig Veda. As compared to other animals, horses have been mentioned more times, which indicates importance of pastoralism in their lives. It was common among the tribals to fight for animals. Property was mainly decided on the basis of number of cattle. Animal husbandry was done collectively and agriculture was secondary in the early stages of Rig Vedic time. So, in Rig Vedic time, they mainly engaged in animal rearing and their properties were divided among the based on their number of animals, and their agriculture was a secondary one. So that's about the ancient time text. With this, our lesson come to end. Here we have a few exercises. Number 1, 2 MCQs. One more is here. Then question answers. Then fill in the blanks. Then true or false. So learn them and write them in your notebook. And answers for these questions will be given. Thank you.